Hi, this is Daniel, aka The Imperfect Artist, and here are my thoughts on why I would trade Mike Trout. Mike Trout is a phenomenal player. He's a two-time MVP, a five-time All-Star, and he's locked into at least 2021. So why in the heck should the Angels trade Mike Trout? There's some ideas that it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, Mike Trout is the best player in baseball. He's our generation's Babe Ruth, our generation's Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle. He is a phenomenal superstar. If they define the word superstar for baseball, Mike Trout's photo would be on it. While he is only a two-time MVP, and I say only lightly, he could have even been a four-time MVP if it wasn't for a man named Miguel Cabrera. There's one reason, and one reason only, that I would consider trading Mike Trout. Well, actually there's more than one. But the one big one. The Angels stink. The Angels need to rebuild. They're not the most talented team. They're not the second most talented team right now. They're not the most talented team in their division. And you have a division with Houston that is young and has great players. The Rangers are having an off year, but they're young for the most part. They have some older guys too. And have guys like Joey Gallo coming up. Cole Hamels is still on his deal. And the Mariners, well, they're supposed to be good. And the A's are rebuilding. So you got to rebuild. And the thing that you realize is the longer you wait to trade Mike Trout, the less value you're going to get for him. A few years ago, I made some fake trades in my mind. It said Mike Trout getting traded for like 6 or 7 Cubs. This was before the Cubs won the World Series. And I would have done it. It wasn't involving Chris Bryant. It wasn't involving Anthony Rizzo. Schwarber was in the deal for sure. So it must have been 2 years ago. And it made sense in my head. Now, obviously, there are a number of problems, issues, things that don't make sense. Number one, there are only a few teams that can actually get Mike Trout. They would need a number of premium prospects to get Mike Trout, and most teams just don't have that. The Angels are not looking for veterans. If they trade Mike Trout, they want to stock up their farm system, make up for the fact that they gave up guys like Gene Segura a few years ago in the Zach Greinke trade. And so, therefore, there's only a few teams that could actually make that work unless you go NBA style and make it in like a 3-team deal. Another point that needs to be made is he's still owed $90 million. So even though a lot of the teams that have a lot of prospects are small market teams, they might not trade for him. And the last big point I need to make is one team that I would definitely have trading for him, the Houston Astros, are in their very own division. And they're not going to give up guys like Carlos Correa, George Springer, even Francis Marte, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, the young prospect flamethrower, to their division rival. So what teams could actually get Mike Trout? I'm going to list a few for you and explain why I think they should. The Pirates. Now this one's really complicated. The Pirates have Austin Meadows, who's a young outfielder, and they have 3 really good outfielders. But with Starling Marte being suspended, the Pirates could use a guy that's a centerpiece. Imagine if you have Mike Trout, Andrew McCutchen, and Gregory Polanco in the same outfield. This trade would definitely involve a number of premium prospects, but the Pirates actually have a lot of those. They have guys like Mitch Keller, for example, who's a pitcher. Even their younger pitchers in the majors like Tyler Gladstone, Jameson Taillon, Elias Diaz, who's a catcher, and after signing Francisco Cervelli, it might make sense to trade him. Austin Meadows and Starling Marte, 2 outfielders you could package a deal around. The Chicago Cubs. The defending champs still have a reason to trade for Mike Trout. And again, it's that he's a superstar. Unlike the Red Sox, they also have needs in the outfield. Jason Hayward, for example, could opt out of his contract. I would actually make this this deal around Jason Hayward. Have him be the big trade piece. And then add a number of younger prospects around him. That way, if the Angels want to save money, Hayward can opt out. Or if he doesn't, you get a really good defensive player you can still build around because defense does win championships. The Yankees would be the 3rd team, and possibly the final team. I could consider the Dodgers as well, but given Andrew Friedman's very conservative, doesn't really like to trade his prospects, I couldn't see a deal happening without at least Urias or Bellinger or Seager in the deal. One of those 3. So therefore, I won't see it. The Yankees amazingly could build a package around 2 guys, Justice Sheffield and Clint Frazier. Why those 2? They're the 2 guys that got in the Andrew Miller trade last year. I mean, they're not even taking out their own farm system. They're just taking out of guys that they got from other farm systems, which is their own farm system, of course, but It's not the point. The Yankees and Mike Trout fit. Mike Trout's from New Jersey. He grew up a Derek Jeter fan, a Yankee fan in general. He would fit in center field. Now, a lot of Yankees fans might say, whoa, what if they have to give up Aaron Judge? I would not give up Aaron Judge. But I would give up some other guys, like Greg Bird, for example. Starlin Castro, even. Didi Gregorius. Starlin Castro would be a great piece here, by the way, because it would make up for some of Trout's contract, although the Yankees could pay for it. The one other team that I have to put in the wild card are the Red Sox. I put them as a wild card because they traded Yoan Moncada, which means they are not trading Andrew Benintendi. And they have 3 really good outfielders. But imagine an outfield with Benintendi, Trout, and Mookie Betts. You can't get much better than that. Obviously, therefore, my trade would be based around Jackie Bradley Jr. And it also, of course, would have to include a number of other guys. You could also put Pablo Sandoval in there, although I don't know why the Angels would want him. But you could put Pablo Sandoval in there. So, what do I actually think it's going to cost to get Mike Trout? I'm going to say the Mark Teixeira trade worth. Mark Teixeira was traded from the Rangers to the Braves for 4 top prospects. Matt Harrison, Natali Feliz, Elvis Andrus, and Jared Saltalamacchia. I feel it would be 4 premium prospects. Now, I'm always one of those guys that likes to give a few extra. So I'll say 4 premium and 2 middle prospects. Again, there's only a few teams that could actually pull this off by themselves. You could see a team like the Tigers, for example, who always are willing to spend money, maybe get creative and add somebody else in the trade. But I'm not sure about that. Therefore, Mike Trout should be traded. It makes sense for the Angels. It makes sense for baseball. Mike Trout is not rotting in LA, but he's not thriving either in the way of he's not a big media guy. I think Mike Trout should be the face of baseball. And the face of baseball is usually on a good team. People say Derek Jeter was the face of baseball. He was on the Yankees, for goodness sakes, who won the championship. When Cabrera was on the face of baseball, the Tigers were doing very well. And Mike Trout is a guy you can truly build around. I'm not saying that there aren't other guys, Bryce Harper, Manny Machado. My favorite, maybe, Nolan Arenado, Cody Bellinger even. He's very young, of course, and not really that proven. Carlos Correa, there, Francisco Lindor, who actually might be my favorite. There are so many good players you could build around. But Mike Trout has been consistent, and he doesn't have the ups and downs that Bryce Harper has. To conclude, will Mike Trout actually be traded? I doubt it right now. He's on the disabled list, so he can't be really traded. But also, the Angels are going to take their time. And they should. They should wait until they get the deal that they want. It should be played on their terms. But I do think he will either get traded or the Angels will drastically improve before his contract ends. See you soon. Thank you. Subscribe. Like the channel. I'll be putting up more content soon.